Thank you, Mr. King. I'm actually going to pass the microphone to Valerie Martinez with the Indigenous Green Jobs Task Force to give a little baseline about green jobs in the community, and then we'll get into the policy.
Well, thank you for coming today. I'm really honored to be here and be at the table. Back in May, when our task force began, we got the opportunity, myself and Bill Means got the opportunity to work with Van Jones to see what they got to do with the Green for All and communities in Oakland. We saw it as a really great opportunity for the state of Minnesota to come together around green jobs and access to opportunities that historically our communities have never had access to. And when we talk about green jobs, it's not only a great way to build the local economy, but it's also a great way to connect to rebuilding strong and healthy communities through, the better way to honor our earth and to honor our communities and to really start rethinking about the way we live in our communities and rebuilding them. And in this process, it actually creates jobs, which create more opportunity. So it's really been a really great journey down this road with Hire and these collaborations coming together to work towards this effort. And we just hope that we can get the community members and the stakeholders to join along and just really be a one big team to push this agenda. So thanks.
My name is Patrick Ness, Public Policy Manager with the Office for Social Justice of Catholic Charities. Of course, most of the work that we do in the community is direct service. We feed and clothe and shelter and counsel folks who are at the moment struggling. But we also believe very strongly in advocacy and asking the why questions and getting at some of the systemic reasons that people are in need of those services. This movement is at the intersection of both, for us, the environment and economic justice, and it's at that intersection that we've been able to make a lot of new connections in the community and even bringing together our members in a new, proactive, exciting way. This is good work. Kind of the urgent and important task in front of us right now is how are we going to spend the federal recovery dollars. So we know that billions of dollars are coming to Minnesota, and the point of Hire Minnesota immediately is to make sure that those dollars are steered in an equitable fashion that can build up our communities and raise up families all across the state of Minnesota. One bill that we're working on is House File 680 and Senate File 657. It directs the federal expenditure of the weatherization dollars. So we're talking about retrofitting public buildings and homes, sealing them up, making sure that we're not losing our energy out windows and out cracks of old buildings, schools, and low-income homes. This is a win-win right now. It will cut down on the energy costs. It will reduce emissions. And we'd like to add another win on there by putting low-income folks, people in the community to work, to get the training to do this work right there in their own community. $132 million will be spent on home weatherization, and then there's another pile of money, $55 million for the state energy program that could be directed towards these efforts as well. We need to remember that this is a stimulus package first. The dollars need to get into the community, and we believe that if we can put low-income people to work, they're going to spend those dollars in their local cafes, at the local grocery store, with child care, and those dollars will continue to get funneled through. We know that the best way to stimulate the economy is to get it into the hands of families that are struggling to make ends meet. That money will get spent. The bill right now, we're working on language that would add outreach dollars so that local community organizations can hire people to go out and talk to homeowners and renters about this program and about the possibility of getting their homes weatherized, and also dollars for training. We know that a 2-week training can give people the skills to go out and do this work, and it's a great stepping stone job. all stimulus dollars that create all the stimulus dollars must be at prevailing wage, and so these are good, well-paying jobs, at least while the stimulus dollars last. And then we want some accountability. We want strong reporting requirements. We want to know where the jobs were created, and make sure that that is a very transparent process. When we go around to and have our town hall forums, we've had 4 now, which have drawn about 1,200 people. The Minneapolis Urban League on the north side, the Lau Family Center, the Lau Cultural Center down the road here on University Avenue, the American Indian Center, nearly 600 people showed up. Sabathani Community Center in South Minneapolis. We're going up to Mille Lacs. We'll be up in Duluth. We'll be on the east side of St. Paul. The community is showing up to be prepared and to be heard because they know that in the past, good intentions haven't been enough. And so our goal, our aim, and what we will do is bring the community to the Capitol to be heard on April 20th.
Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. My name is William Means. I work for the Minnesota OIC State Council, which is a consortium of 5 job training education programs throughout the state of Minnesota. We've been in business here in Minnesota since 1965, training and placing people in livable wage jobs. One of our principles of OIC is the principle of self-help. We put people to work. We take people off welfare rolls and put them on payrolls. And we have a long history of working with the state, with labor unions, and other people concerned with the workforce development. We presently have a contract with the state of Minnesota, and we've been fortunate enough to be part of the founding group of the Hire Minnesota. And we've also worked with in establishing these town hall meetings, which are very important to bring this information to the grassroots people. We want to see some people of color on these projects when we drive by, say, I-35, or we go by a state highway, or we go by a city street, or a county road. We want to see Hmong people. We want to see American Indians, African Americans, Spanish-speaking people are part of these workforce efforts. When you drive by, we want to see that community reflected in the jobs that you see by the people in the community. So that's our role, is to bring this information to the community and then train those in need. We have many friends in the labor movement who have plenty of trained people on the bench. But we also would like the opportunity to participate in training some of our people up to the level of, say, weatherization. OIC on the north side, known as Summit Academy, has a very comprehensive construction trades program. And we're entering in also into what they call highway heavy construction operators, people who, minorities and disadvantaged people, including women, who can run these big machines, who can also be at all levels, whether it's holding that sign that says stop and slow. You know, some of those jobs pay $16, $17 an hour. We have yet to see a person of color on any of those jobs. So that's our challenge, both to MnDOT, who also is going to receive stimulus monies in the neighborhood of $500 million. Now that's just the start, the immediate package. As well, you remember last year, the state legislature passed over the governor's veto a gas tax, which should put in, they said, 35,000 jobs a year for 5 years. $5–6 billion into job creation, into the road maintenance, rebuilding, infrastructure. That's what we're all about in higher, healthcare, infrastructure, and also renewable energy. So this whole higher program is built around the areas that produce living wage jobs. That's what we're all about, to include our communities in those jobs, in those opportunities. Thank you.